put a cast on you, how does your arm feel? It's tired from holding it like that. So just imagine a fracture on it. So you want to move efficiently, okay? So let's just do this one. I'm going to show you how I do it, and you can make your own different modifications. So I don't even put my gloves on yet, okay? So get a rough estimate how long it's on. I'd rather this material be longer than shorter. Okay. So we got this here. Take this here. Hey, Bez. Hey, you should be here. I should put this on you. So, is that too long or too short?
Sure. That's
Well, for his fingers, but I
that's
put it all the way up there. So now we can take it back down. Okay? And then just kind of find. I'll usually start off with just around where the fingertips are. Maybe a little bit more because I like it a little bit up here. So that's not bad right there. So I'll hold them just like that. Get some hair sticking. And then I'll put this, I'll cut a hole right here. Okay, hold them in. Now I'll tell them, just kind of bend your arm and try to relax. It's a lot easier for them to hold their arm like this. Okay? Always tell them, keep it off your clothes. It's going to stick. It's going to cause issues. Soft roll. So they're in some threes. Soft roll. Okay? So this is where it's really important. This is what you're going to put it on. I'm not big on tearing this. I like putting it on and then just leaving it. So just like that and that. Start off at the wrist. It goes on nice and snug. Okay? So this is going on pretty snug. I'm pulling it. Coming around the back of the thumb. Coming up here. I won't cut it. I'd rather it hug the thumb there. Okay? I'd rather have it build up there. I'll do this 2 to 3 times here. Okay, so that's 2 and that's 3. That's actually plenty to have 3 of those pieces right there. Okay? And I'll take it here, just finish that off here, 50% overlap. 50% overlap. And this is the key. When you're holding it, you need to hold it like this. You're not doing this. Okay? You're rolling it like this. And the tube's got the fingers in there. So, 50% overlap. There. Where your camper should. Once you get to the end where you want to be, I'll put some more cotton there. Okay, I'll do it 3 times. 1, 2, and I didn't make the 3. Okay, but that's pretty darn good there. So, that, if that was a cast and it was leaving right now, I'd be happy. That looks pretty darn good. So, now I'm going to put my cast on. Gloves and let's get the cast material. So, if this was a long arm cast, this is what I would have done different. Okay, I would have brought this cast, the stockinette. I would have brought it up to here, and I always like it to be longer. In here, I would take this and I would cut a hole right here, because the last thing I want is for this to all bunch up in here in their arm. So I would cut a hole right there, so when they bend their arm, it'll fold up in there. And this is, now if this isn't a long arm cast,
do it real quick for me. So there we go.
yeah.
Imagine that's the stockinette and there's the wrinkles.
So
Show
come in here like this to see where it is. Doesn't have to be perfect. You're just kind of pulling it and cutting it. So now it's at 90 degrees. Really no pressure in there. Okay? So, and if it's a long arm cast, the other thing that I'm going to do is when I put this soft roll on, I'm going to actually keep that arm at 90 degrees. I'm not going to keep them in here, put the long arm on, and then bend them up, because now all that cotton just gets squished in here, and that causes pressure in there. So they stay here, get this arm all the way up, wrap it around in there, they stay there. They're going to get lazy. They're going to go like this. You go like this, you know. No. But you got to constantly remind them. Keep your arm up. Keep your arm. They're tired. They want you to move fast. They want this to be done. Okay? But you got to keep reminding them. Hold it like that. Okay? And then the other thing that I'll do is if I put a mold on it with a long arm cast and I put a mold on it, I won't even worry about this. I'll put my soft roll up there, but I'll still wrap my short arm, and then I'll manipulate it or through my 3-point fixation. Once that's all good here, then I will finish this one up. I'll get it all set up and then finish. So this one's hard. You put one roll here. So really 3 rolls is plenty on putting the cast on.
Yeah,
Maybe
it
even
should not be more than that.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely don't want to be more. But for a long arm, 3 rolls should be plenty, because you put this one on here, and then you put the second one up here, and then you put your Cadillac roll. And that also depends on what size you use. If you're using a 2-inch, you may use more, but you gotta know. I should be using between 2 to 3 rolls. Okay? So what do we have here? We have 3
Good looking roll. Color.
Yeah.
Color.
I call it the Cadillac.
Good looking roll.
You know, it's just a look. All right, start off here, okay?
Focus.
All right, start off here, and I take it here and here. I'm holding it in between here. All right, pass it in here. All right, here. Always have your stuff ready to go. I got a little bit of a drag on this, not much. So right there, looking good. Come around and capture this. I don't have to actually do this other one now, but I'm gonna. One time there is actually plenty. You gotta take a look and see how far I am away from this thumb. And if you make a mistake, you just gotta go back and fix it. 50% over. Okay, now this is where you ended. You just wanna make sure that there's plenty of cotton there. So if I'm going to put some more, I'm going to come back down here because this is where my mold's going to be. So I'll finish it up here. Okay? So I'm happy with how that looks. 3-point fixation. Holding like that. And like that. I'm just going to sit there and pull a little pressure. The pressure itself is going to make the cast harden faster. Okay? So heat will make it harden faster. Pressure will make it harden faster. And you can tell them, hey, it's getting warm. Did you guys wait long?
No way.
That's good. Who'd you see? Dr. Grimaldi? Oh, he's a good one.
Heard somebody calling Grimaldo earlier. They said, I see
Grimaldo?
Dr. Grimaldo. I was like,
I've been called.
where's Maldo is what I thought.
So, listen, when you're doing this here too, listen, watch. Why? Because we're too cheap to buy you cast gloves. So, break your hand away, okay? These gloves are perfectly fine.
So you just
Perfectly fine. So there's a mold on that. And you just, once you kind of get that in there, you just kind of move it up. All right. Look at it, not too bad. If you can get a little bit of that, that's great. It's kind of hard to do by yourself. Okay, so that part looks good. All right, so if you look at it, you can see my fingers here. But when you put the Cadillac roll on, you're not going to see that. So now, you want this to be hard too when you put this final roll on, because if this is not hard, when I go to pull this back, this is going to want to fold over. The cast material will fold over. So that's why I like this roll to be hard before I do anything else. Okay? So you could have put that, if you like putting that finger spot on, the sling and the soft roll, you can put that on. That's perfectly fine. But if you have enough cast material there and you go like this,
I'm gonna tell you all to get better at doing that. They
Okay.
look good and they're gonna not abrade the thumb there. So practice on that. You'll get better
takes
with
up a lot
time.
of time too.
Huh?
so
Takes up a lot of time.
It takes less time than them coming back saying, hey, can
I need
you take
your
my
cast.
cast off and fix this for me?
So when you've got this part here and the cast is nice and hard, you pull this. You pull it. What you're pulling is that soft roll over the top of the cast. Okay? So you're pulling it back. Okay? So that's all good there. Okay, you can put a little pressure in there if you pull it a little bit. That all looks good. Same thing right here now. Pulling the soft puller over the cast. Okay, now's the time to stop and say, did I do a good job? Can he pick his nose? Yes, he can. Okay, he needs to be able to get his arm. All right? If he goes to the top of his arm, that's as far as he can go because this is digging into here. That's not good. He's not going to be happy. Okay? So you feel around it. Everything feels nice and smooth here. Feels nice and smooth. Bend your hand. Okay, you can make a fist. Okay? So now's the Cadillac roll. This is hard. It's good. Always start off on the cast material and always roll it in the position that you feel comfortable. I like standing over here. So if I'm going to be on doing that arm, I'd probably be rolling with this one because I always want to be looking on the inside of the hand. You'll notice that you do a better job with one side of the arm first because of how you stand. You just need to know you just stand in the right spot. Nice and tight. This one gets pulled tight. You don't have to roll, but you can do a little bit of a bend here, and that'll bring those little frayed edges. See those little frayed edges, you can't see them here, because you just bent them underneath themselves.
If you've got a whole bunch of fiberglass left, you don't have to exhaust them all. The cast doesn't have to be this big. If you've got enough, just cut it and toss it.
That's right, because it gets heavy. There. So a lot of times I will finish the cast roll also on the spot where it's not as obvious. So I'd rather stop right here. We're going to finish on the cast here. And I want it to stop on top of the claw. Okay? You do that. You rub it to make it smooth. If you need to get a little soap on there, you can put soap on it, but this is the main part you want to rub so that cast material stays on there. You'll hold that edge because it's not going to come off here, here, here. It's going to come off right here. Okay, see if okay, so that was 2 rolls. You know, we didn't use the whole thing, no reason to. Pretty solid, got a good mold. During this time, you're going to educate them. Don't stick anything down the cast. If you, hey, can we play soccer in this cast? I don't recommend it. You know, you guys ask Dr. Grimaldi. But the problem is when you start running around and you start sweating, that stays in the cast and it's going to get itchy. And we don't want you sticking anything down in the cast because if you get a cut in there and it gets infected, we won't see it, and you could lose your arm. I mean, unfortunately, I tell people the bad stuff because, you know, that's what's going to happen. So, you know,
Keep it dry.
yeah, keep it clean, keep it dry, keep it covered. If you're going to take a shower or something, you got to make sure this is 100% waterproof. If you have to keep coming back, we don't know if your insurance company is going to cover it. You don't know. You don't have to get into all that. But that's what it's, so come and take a look at it and see. So there's some spots here where if you put that finger tube on it, it would have covered this stuff up better. Okay, but he could get his thumb all the way up, get his finger all the way down. Are you feeling anything digging you there? Okay, but if you have that tube on there, you know, this part here may wear a little bit. So if you put that soft roll on there, I could have put a little bit more soft roll there and then wrapped it around the finger. But if you put that little cottonelle there, it'd be a lot better. But, okay.
If they do ask you advice on taking showers, remind them to keep it brief, get in, get clean, get out. Don't stand there too long because the longer you're in there, the more exposure you'll have. The thing is, have them put a small dish towel around the top part first, and then the bag, and then secure to the skin. So if water does get in, the first thing that's wet is the towel, not the cast. Okay? And remind them just get in, get out. There are some appliances out there available on the internet for putting a bag over that inflates. They have occasionally been at CVS and Walgreens, but we don't stock them. What are your thoughts on waterproof casts?
only short arm casts are the only thing that's going to be waterproof. And I always tell them they're not 100% waterproof. Okay, so if you're going to be going and swimming and doing things, there's no guarantee that you're not going to have an issue with it. The whole point of it is supposed to be able to absorb through there. But, you know, I don't recommend you being 100% submerged in it and doing all that stuff. They may have to change it, so.
I tell them, number one, we can do it. Number two, their insurance may not pay for the additional cost. And if they would like to discuss that, I bring my patients up to talk to Tanya and have them pay the upcharge at the door. If they
That's
wanna
a
do it.
totally different price.
Yeah, and do not offer that. Just say, don't walk in, hey, you want to work with Cass? If they ask you, and it becomes an issue, come and get us and let us do the talking.
And white's the new red. I'm just saying.
Yeah. White's the new
It'll
color.
change
White's underutilized, people don't appreciate it.
What?
So, all right, so if you're gonna do a long leg cast, the same thing. Get your short leg first and be comfortable with that you're happy with that is. The foot's in a good position. Leave plenty of the soft roll and everything up there before you do the upper part, okay? So the most important part is this roll here, because you can't go back and fix that. No matter what cast material you put on it, that's not gonna fix your lack of soft roll in the right position.